35. Justin P. 26.
26. All right, so I'm starting 5th.
Oh boy,
All right, don't punt anybody. You don't punt anybody either. You're going to get us all kicked out of here. We're not going to be able to come back. I ventured into uncharted territory this week and went to K1 Speed in Canton for their Challenge GP. This is an event I've wanted to come to for a while now, and I finally found a good time to come up for it. It's an enticing place for me because they really take rental karting seriously. They try to make it feel like rental karting is a legitimate racing option. I know like competitive rental karting can kind of be looked down upon as a real form of racing, but I think there's a place for it to exist and strive in the racing ecosystem. So I'm happy they're putting effort into it. Now, before we get started, I am not an expert on this place, so if I say anything wrong, please correct me in the comments. I don't want to spread any misinformation. So if you're unfamiliar with how their Challenge GP night goes, you get 3 races. You get 2 time trials where you try to set your fastest time, which then will be your qualifying position for the main event races. They try to stuff as many people as they can into the A main. I think they had about 13 people for this night. And previous to this night, I only had about 3 races here with the outdoor section, and that was a couple summers ago. So basically everything felt completely brand new to me. It was definitely a steep learning curve for me with the karts itself. I had to prevent a lot of muscle memory that I have for the karts that I usually drive. The karts here very much feel like an all or nothing situation with both the brake and the gas, where I'm used to racing with something that has a lot more nuance to it. And then in addition to that, while you're trying to learn how to drive the kart, you also have to figure out the line. And that line is always changing as you learn what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and that kind of thing. So and you're trying to do all that in a 14 lap race. So really enjoyed that. Nice little challenge to throw myself into. Thankfully, they have a really good viewing positions for the curves on the track. See what people are doing, see what's working. In addition to that, one of the employees super helpful in telling me what the general strategies are for some of the curves I was having issues with, and just some general tips that really helped me once I got to the main event. Anyways, if you want to see more rental karting stuff, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment all the things that I said wrong on this video. Do whatever you want. All right, here we go. First, K1 Speed GP. Pretty excited about it. It's been quite the learning curve compared to the karts I normally drive. They definitely behave differently. I'll talk about that probably in the beginner commentary. We qualified for the B main, which is not really unexpected, to be honest. I did not expect to, just come in here and just like be in the A main immediately. I knew there was a big learning curve that I had to figure out. So yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of things I like about this, to be honest. So yeah, I feel like I might be faster than this guy. Where do you pass people on this track is the question. I know they mentioned something about getting a run there. Oh boy. Yeah, one thing about these karts that is really hard for me to wrap my head around is like it's a very all or nothing feel on the brakes and the gas. So that's really hard. Oh yeah. Because like times like that where I know like the other karts like at Boss, like I'd be able to feather the brake a little more and like stay on someone's butt like that. It's a lot harder here. Like way harder, because like those situations happen and it's like I like just like gently tap the brakes. And my kart goes like sliding. Which is fine, it's all learning curve. It's all learning curve. We got to learn this stuff. Oh boy, sorry, bud. I keep hitting you. I'm sorry. At least I'm not turning you, right? And now, how do we get a run on someone through here? Because this is obviously the passing point for sure. For sure, it's the passing point. I think we're going way too slow into these corners. I wish that in the previous time trial, I was definitely behind some people I thought were a little slower than I was, and I kept slowing down and like taking laps off to like try to have space to make some good laps, and I always ended up catching them. I feel like I didn't get a good enough, like I didn't maximize my like qualifying opportunity. I'm not gonna say like, you know, it's those people's fault or whatever. Like it's certainly my fault that happened. Okay, we're starting to break away a little bit here. Yeah, I don't know where I can pass someone on this course, is the thing. Man. I really feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it in this race. Even though I've been like stuck behind this guy, I feel like I am getting it a little more. Oh boy, not there. That was really bad. Man, how do you set up for a pass there? I don't even know how. We got one pass. Come on, Dennis. Let's go, bud. Come on, Dennis. Let's go, bud. I'm here, bud. I'm here, bud. I'm here, bud. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we're making passes. That's okay, Dennis. Thank you. Thank you. May I have another? Oh, we're really starting to feel it now, I think. Yeah, we're starting to feel it, boys. Yeah, I got a 25.7. That's what's up, bro. Okay, I feel really good about that. That's a victory in my book. I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. Good race, good race. I'm not going to pretend like I have this course figured out yet. I've already ran back quite a few things in my head that I need to be doing better and, positions that I need to be in the course. So I just hope I don't regress the next time I come back. I hope I stick more with the 25s and less with the 26s, but I guess we'll see, won't we? A couple quick pros and cons. Some pros, the employees in the establishment is just like top notch, very well run, super efficient. Everyone's really helpful. Just a nice place to be. I really like that they have rules laid out for when you are deserved space when you are racing with someone. There's always a lot of, it's tricky with each person as to when they think they deserve space, when you think you deserve space. So it's really nice just to lay it out clear. And they say if you get half a cart next to the person, then you deserve the space. They got to let you have the space. They also have race stewards during the race to help with, if someone's being a little too aggressive in the race or there's racing incidents, they can adjust the race as needed. In the A main, they even stopped it and gave a place back to somebody that they thought, had gotten the short end of a stick, if you will. In addition to that, the karts that I got to drive, they all felt really similar, really consistent performance-wise. They got a huge fleet, which certainly matters because, if you get one or two that are broken, you can afford to take those out. Or if you got one or two that are underperforming, you can afford to take those out. You still got plenty of options at your disposal. As for the cons, these are just some minor nitpicks. There really wasn't a lot to complain about, to be honest. And this first one's kind of a pro disguised as a con, honestly. I wish there was more racing added to the night. By the end of the night, we had done 3 races for the Challenge GP, and I'm just like, I wish I had another race. I felt like my racing tank wasn't on full. Even if they just added like a warm-up race before the time trials, I would have been perfectly happy with that. And I think by the end of the night, I would have been completely satiated with that. But I completely get why they do it. We had like 25, 26 people for that. We had like 3 different groups for qualifying purposes. They have walk-ins that are still coming all the time. It seems like a pretty busy place, so I completely understand why they do this. Now, as for the next one, I'm probably going to be one of the few people who this bothers, but the 12-month format for the league does bother me a little bit. Now, I'm going to presume this is something passed down from corporate, and they don't really have a choice in this, but who knows? I do like that it's an easily digestible schedule where it's just once every month. That's really nice. I enjoy that part because it's easy to get burnt out if you're racing all the time, and if you're competing for something important like a state national championship or whatever, which I think K1 has. If they made that more grueling, you might lose some engagement in it. My issue is looking at the scoreboards from the past couple of years. It seems like if you miss 2 nights, you have no chance to make it into the top 3 unless you are like an alien, like Max Verstappen or something like that, and you win every race. And even then, I'm not even sure. I'd have to go back and do the math on that kind of thing. So, and I get it. You want to reward your patrons. You want to reward the people who are spending the money, all the time. I completely get it. Understandable. So for me, I have that mindset that if I compete in a league, though, I want a chance to win the league or at least like make top 3. So if I can't make all 12 races or even 11 of the races, that kind of dissuades me from showing up to more races, right? Like, at least from my viewpoint, it's like a 45-minute drive to get there, which, it's not like horrible. But if I have something to fight for, it encourages me a lot more to make that drive, right? So I don't know, maybe they modified it to like, you drop your 2 or 3 lowest scores. That might increase turnout, might increase engagement throughout the year. Who knows? But again, it's probably something from corporate. They probably have no say in the matter. So the burning question, will I be back? Yes, for sure. I will certainly be back. I feel like I have so many things to figure out, and I would really like to be competitive. I love the challenge of figuring out a new place, new carts, etc. And I want to get in there and battle with people, for sure. I want to make it to that A main. I want to battle. Unfortunately, if I'm reading that schedule correctly, I may not be able to make it out until April at the earliest. The schedule on the official website says that the next one is February 4th, which is a Wednesday, and I work till 6, and it's a 45-minute drive, so I can't make that. And then I also have plans in March already, so I'm already running into the second con that I made, where I do feel a little dissuaded to return, but I am going to return. I promise I will be returning, for sure. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things I got wrong. Have a good one.